Hey, what's up YouTube? It's abluegolfball today with another Pokemon TCG Online video. And today I have for you guys a Yveltal Mega Manectric deck. This is just a solid, consistent, powerful deck. We see this deck a lot in tournaments. We see this deck a lot in competitive play. So I figured, why don't I just do my own take on an Yveltal Mega Manectric deck matchup, or smash up. You might have seen I've combined it with Garbodor before, and even Seismitoad kind of fits in this deck, but we're just going to go straight up Yveltal Mega Manectric. These two all-stars, these two powerhouses teaming up to make a super deck right here. Yveltal EX is very supreme kind of Pokemon, just one of the best cards in the metagame here. 170 HP, pretty good. That's pretty average for an EX, but does Evo Ball here. This attack does 20 damage and plus 20 more damage for each energy attached to both active Pokemon. So that's just a heavy, a ton of damage just with just 2 energy costs right there. It is lightning weak, but we're gonna find ways around it, and it is. It does have fighting resistance, so that's pretty good too. Now we do have the other Yveltal here with Oblivion Wing, being able to attach an energy card from the discard pile to one of your bench Pokemon. It doesn't say any specific type, so that means we can actually attach it to Mega Manectric as well, which is pretty good. And it does 30 damage, so that's always pretty slick. And then finally for the Darkness line, we have one Darkrai EX for Dark Cloak. Being able to have the free retreat can be very convenient and a nice thing to have as well. And you never know, Darkrai can be handy to do a Night Spear. And then Mega Manectric ES 210 damage is a little on the light side in terms of EXs. But Turbo Bolt, just for 2 energy cards, you can attach 2 basic energy from your discard pile onto one of your bench Pokemon. Energy acceleration is the key here, guys. And then once again, we have free retreat, metal resistance, and fighting weakness, but we will find ways to handle that. And with also the Manectric EX here, is actually pretty good too. Most EXs that evolve into Megas, they tend to not be that great. You think about like Venusaur EX and Blastoise EX, no one ever really plays them. But Manectric EX is pretty decent with Overrun, very similar to Hammerhead from Landorus EX, just 10 shy on both, hitting the bench and the active Pokemon, but it's a colorless type, so that's probably why. We do see Assault Laser, which is not too bad either. Being able to do 120 damage for just 2 energies is not too shabby. Alright, on to the items and support cards and whatnot. We have computer search is the aspect of choice. This way we can just search out DCs. We can search out just about any kind of card we want, so that's really good. Well, we basically do search out any card we want. We have 3 energy switches just to move the energy around, since we do get a lot of energies back from the discard pile. Being able to move the energy around can be very fluid and very flexible. Makes for a very solid deck, which is an oxymoron because you want fluid and it's solid. So anyways, we got Enhanced Hammer, we got 2 of these, we got Escape Rope, Professor's Letter, 1 Switch, you never know, things like Paralysis and Poison. We've got 3 Ultra Balls to get the Pokemon, we got 2 VS Seekers to get the supporters back in their hand, and that rounds out our item cards. As for supporters, we got 1 Colress, 2 Lystanders, 1 Lysander Storm card, 3 Ends, and 1 Professor's Burst Observations to substitute for that last end, making it the full set of Ends, not really having all 4, but substituting one of these Professor's Burst Observations. But I think it's a pretty good choice. We got 4 Junipers, there we go, we got a full set of these. We got 1 Zero Sick, just in case we want to move, we get Headringered or jamming that onto one of our Pokemon, we can be able to move those things off. We got Shadow Circle, 3 of these to protect us. I mentioned before, we got a lot of weakness things that prone to weakness, like Fighting and Lightning. Raichu's out there, Landorus out there, Donphans, and so that works pretty well. We got Hard Charm, 2 of these just for the resistance that work very well, especially with Yveltal going up against Donphan and going up against Landorus. The Hard Charm works very well to reduce these attacks. 2 Manectric Spirit Links just to evolve so they don't lose their turn. And then we got DCEs, 4 of these, 6 Darkness Energies, and 4 Lightning Energies, and that rounds our deck. Now, I know we are playing just a 2-2 line of Manectrics. Probably could play a little more, but the deck revolves more around Yveltal than it does Manectric. Manectric's more of a support Pokemon, being able to Triple Volt and attach 2 energies. So that's kind of the game plan there. And yeah, so hopefully this deck gives you guys an idea of what you guys can do with Mega Manectric and Yveltal. So without further ado, let's go ahead and see this Pokemon deck on a battle in Pokemon TCG Online. Alright, looks like we'll be playing against Abluegolfball, which is a Metal, Lightning, Darkness deck, something rather. We're going to go for heads. Hopefully we get to go first, and we do get to go first. I like going first, even with these big, kind of basic Pokemon decks, because it gives you a chance to play your tool cards first, and so that you don't get Headringered. So right now, we start off with an Yveltal. I'm actually just going to, not going to play the Yveltal EX. because I don't want to just get hit for a head ringer and then like, you know, couldn't really respond. So that's kind of the reason behind that, right? So there we go. We can go ahead, play the Yveltal, wait and see what my opponent plays. I'm gonna hang on to that Yveltal into my hand. We do get a Lysander trump card. We also got an N that we can use. My opponent was able to draw an extra card there. We see, kind of the same deck. We have a Jirachi. My opponent, I'm not sure why my opponent played the Jirachi there, so I'm just going to go ahead and play this here anyways. If my opponent has the head ringer, well, too bad. Alright, so we're going to go with an N. We even get the Darkrai. We have a VS Seeker that we can always get later. And too bad we don't have any energy cards in the discard pile, so I'm going to end the turn here and kind of cross my fingers and hope my opponent doesn't play head ringers, right? This could totally backfire, right? Because if my opponent played head ringers, it's kind of like, oh, well, what the heck? Why, why did I even do this? But anyways, we see an energy drop on the Mega Manectric. What I'm going to do now is probably, you know what I really can do is wait and see if my opponent plays a tool card onto the Keldeo, possibly for like a float stone. Not sure why my opponent played the Jirachi. That's most peculiar. We see a deck very similar to our own here with the Keldeo, minus the Keldeo and the Jirachi, but we see the Darkrai, we see the Manectric, and we also see the Darkrai over here. So his deck almost mirrors our own, which is a pretty exciting matchup. We see the Lysander get discarded, also an Ultra Ball. Probably going for an N, either that or a Colress would be pretty handy at this point. Never mind, we see a Spirit Link, and then we see an N anyways. There we go. We get a Spirit Link of our own, and we also get the DCE drop, which we can utilize. I'll play the Spirit Link and then a DCE onto the Yveltal. Thank goodness we didn't see any head ringers there. So here we go. Let's go for the Spirit Link and the DCE. We also get the Shadow Circle. I'm not sure if my opponent plays that as well, but let's go for the Colress. We also get, look at that, we get this going for us. We even get another one of these. Too bad we don't have any energies in the discard pile, but we do have the switch, which we can probably do. I'm just going to go ahead and hit for an Oblivion Wing. We really can't do anything else. No energy cards, nothing we can accelerate here. Too bad we don't have an Ultra Ball either. That way we can just go ahead and play the Professor's Letter and get the Ultra Balls into our hand, discard the Ultra Balls, or the energy cards I mean, and then with the Ultra Ball, and then Oblivion Wing and start energy accelerating. But another thing that could be really good here is that we can play the energy, lightning energy, onto the Mega Manectric, and if we top deck a, what do you call it? An energy switch. We can do that too, but it doesn't really matter. We don't have any energies in a discard pile. Now that I'm playing this, if you guys are watching this video at this very part, I wish I played a Battle Compressor. That'd be pretty good. That way we can just use Battle Compressor, discard a handful of energy cards and throw it into the discard pile, and then just kind of accelerate them back on with Turbo Volt or Oblivion Wing. So right there, my opponent's Mega Manectric is definitely powered up, and if my opponent had like the that tool retriever thing and brings the Spirit Link back into his hand and then he plays a Muscle Band, it can actually hit us and knock out the Yveltal even with the Shadow Circle, which can be pretty deadly. But here we go. We just see the Keldeo not doing too much here. We don't see the Float Stone, can't see the Free Retreat. The Mega Manectric here is already all powered up. We see an Enhance Hammer. Oh man, that is brutal. We have an Enhance Hammer of our own, but I have yet to see my opponent play a DCE. And so there we go. I don't see much else there. We get the Hard Charm there, but yeah, not too exciting. Let's just go for another Oblivion Wing. Right now, the Keldeo is actually in knockout range for the Mega Manectric, so that's actually a good possibility. We could do that right there. Let's see. So there we go. We see the Free Retreat coming for the Keldeo with the Dark right here. We have the floats, not a Float Stone, but a Darkness Energy kind of playing out as a Float Stone from the Darkrai. So the Keldeo can definitely rush in and retreat whenever it wants to nowadays, or as for now. And we see the Mega Manectric being able to knock out the Yveltal, not quite with the Shadow Circle, but very close actually. I said knockout, but I mean very close. Unless again, if he's able to get rid of the Spirit Link and throw on a Muscle Band, we're gonna have to wait and see. So my opponent has no energy in the discard pile either, so he won't be able to energy accelerate onto his Yveltal EX from the bench. And I'm afraid to play this DCE, knowing my opponent plays Enhance Hammers. Wow, my opponent plays another Colress, 2 Colress, and an N so far. So far, we've only gotten to play 1 Colress and 1 N. but my opponent being able to draw 8 cards, which is very good. The Jirachi here almost useless at this point for my opponent, which is basically a Lysander bait for now, because my Yveltal can just Y-Cyclone the Jirachi away. And there we go, that's all we see. And I'm going to go ahead and play for these guys here. Maybe go for the other lightning energy, thinning that out so we don't draw into the lightning energy anymore. I'm going to go ahead, we'll play the other lightning energy here. We don't really need a retreat to play the switch. We can just go ahead and retreat and go with the Turbo Volt of our own. If the Mega Manectric wants to hit us, we'll just knock it out in the next turn. Right now, there's really nothing that can knock out the Mega Manectric. Otherwise, we'll see a retreat. And my opponent doesn't really have anything powered up. The only thing we can see here is an energy drop and an energy switch onto the Yveltal. Let's say my opponent has a DCE. He can switch, he can retreat into the Yveltal, play the DCE, play an energy switch from the Mega Manectric, and move this darkness energy onto the Yveltal. And then the Yveltal would be able to hit us for 110, perhaps doing an Y Cyclone. Or, well, that's, yeah, 110 with the muscle band. Or it can do an Evil Ball for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 120, right? So those are his options if he's got those cards. My opponent's got a very huge hand size right now, so we very well could see something like that. You never know. With 8 cards in your hand, what is that? 9 cards in your hand. You never know what you can pull off. You never know what your opponent might have. And no, we see a Juniper discarding a VS Seeker, Lightning Energy, Yveltal, Lysander. Oh wow! And he even had the energy switch there. Not sure why my opponent didn't opt to move this energy over to the Yveltal. That could be a lost opportunity there. No, we don't see the DCE, and my opponent could have played the energy switch, moving the energy, but never mind. There we go. All we see is us getting hit for 110, and the Yveltal getting charged up. So we're gonna go with this here. I'll probably just knock this guy out, and he will knock us out, but then I'll just knock him out. So so there we go. We're gonna hit for 110 and grab this right here. My opponent can actually end us, and then we'll lose out on our DCE. But the plan here is the Yveltal can knock us out, and then we'll just knock the Yveltal out, because we can do let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Not quite knocking him out, but you never know. I mean, you just never know. So, alright, he's going to knock us out. We'll play our little Yveltal here, maybe energy accelerate a little bit more. But my opponent can always have a VS Seeker and Lysander, right? So 2 Lysanders are already in his discard pile. He might play 3 Lysanders, maybe 4. Most likely he only plays 2, but I'm going to take my chances. I'm going to probably just assume he's playing 4. Because you never know. Plus, there's so many VS Seekers out there. He's already got 1 VS Seeker in the discard pile. There we go. We get hit right there. So right now he's got 1, 2, 3, 4 energy. I can play 4, 5, 6, 7. I can hit for 140. But you know what? We're just gonna go slow. We'll just take it slow, and let's see here. We'll play this here. We'll play this right there. We're gonna go for the Colress. Or an N, but I actually want more cards, and you know, more cards. The more cards, the better. We also have an Yveltal on the bench, so spreading the energy a little bit more is pretty good. So let's go with an Oblivion Wing, hitting for 30, and not being able to do anything there. But 140 works pretty well in our favor, because right now, if we attach another energy, my opponent probably will go for a Y Cyclone, and meaning if you know, we can actually knock out the Yveltal here. We'll have to wait and see if my opponent does a Y Cyclone. If he does, then, you know, we're going to need probably a little more than just a DCE. We're going to have to hope. Oh, never mind. My opponent doesn't hit us with a Y Cyclone. So we will knock out my opponent here with a DCE drop right here. So there we go. There's the DCE. Let's see here. We do have the Ultra Ball. I guess we just go with that, get another Yveltal into play. I'm going to go with a Professor Birch's Observation. I suppose we can go for that. Yeah, let's just take a chance here. We flipped heads. There we go. No energy switch, no Spirit Link, and I don't want to end our turn, so we're just going to go for an Evil Ball, knocking out the Yveltal there. My opponent right now can actually do quite a bit of damage if he has a DCE and an energy switch. He can be doing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Hit us for 140 because we minus the hard charm there, which can still be pretty deadly. So we have to wait and see, right? We need to see an DCE and then an energy switch. But no, we just see a lightning energy. And that's probably it right there. We see another Yveltal hit the bench there. We see the max potion removing that from the Keldeo. A lot of energy has been in the discard pile. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 energies already in the discard pile. And 2 right here in play. So that's already 9 energy. My opponent's only got 17 cards left in his deck. We're going to have to wait and see. So we're basically playing a mirror match of some sort right now. But alright, so let's see here. I can just win the game, which is what I'm going to do. GG, we'll bring this out here. We'll just Y-Cyclone and knock out the poor little Drachi, finish the game, and taking home the win. So there you guys go. What do you guys think? Mega Manectric Yveltal taking on another Mega Manectric Yveltal deck variant over there. So we were able to pull off the win. What do you guys think of this deck? Let me know in the comments below. Let me know if you guys have any other deck ideas you guys want to see. So yeah, I'll have some more Pokemon TCG Online videos for you guys soon. You guys have a good day. I'll see you guys later. Goodbye.